When me and Super approach, they quick to clear the room, yeah.
You know you got a dream.
Right, my name is MsSupa with a star. Others know me as just Super, and I'm a female rapper, artist, a songwriter, a singer, and yeah, just your favorite kind of girl.
Did it teenage dreams or what makes me so I continue spitting.
Super is basically just a girl that fell in love with hip-hop, with rapping, and I've just been doing it since I got bitten, and I can't stop.
I've been pushing it, I've been struggling, I got jobs and lost jobs because of hip.
I fell in love with hip-hop in 1996. That's the first time I wrote a rhyme. And before that, I had a cousin who had friends in Benoni, and they were like rappers and they liked hip-hop, so I'd hear all these guys rapping and I was so intrigued. But at that time there weren't really any female voices, so I didn't really think that a female could do it, so I just assumed it's a thing that males get into and we can just dance to it. There was one day, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was sitting in Actonville in Benoni in my dad's car, and I was listening to Radio Zulu Top 20 or something, Coca-Cola Top 20 on a Saturday. A song by Foxy Brown came on called Get Me Home, and I heard it was a girl and she was rapping, and I thought, oh, girls can do it too. I thought, oh, okay. I went back home and I thought, okay, let me just try to write something. And yeah, I wrote something, and it wasn't the greatest, but yeah, that's when I actually got started with hip-hop and writing rhymes. I think at that time we were all just hungry, we were all getting into, the swing of things. So I think I was taken seriously because I was a kid and we were all kids. I got to high school, started forming ciphers at break. Had a guy called Michael, going by the name of Camille, what up? And me and him used to organize these ciphers at break, and we'd battle, and I became the one girl in the middle of all these guys rapping. So I think people just started seeing me as Super, not really as, oh, this little girl rapper type of a thing. My big break came when I moved to Pretoria. So I went to varsity, studied first year in KZN in Natal, and then after that came to Pretoria, went to music school, and outside that music school I met a guy called Buitumelo, but he just said, hey, what instrument do you play? I said, no, I don't play an instrument, I'm a female rapper. And then he had a studio, so he said, no, come through, record. And I went through and I recorded, and through recording with him I started submitting my music to Hype magazine. So I was performing in between in Pretoria, and I submitted my songs for Hype magazine, and all I really wanted was just to get onto the mixtape. That's all I cared about, One day I had dreams of being on the cover, but it wasn't really, my thought at that time. But females were really scarce in the industry. Editor at that time was Fungai, and Fungai had this concept of the sisterhood of hip-hop, where you wanted to get a rapper, a singer, and a DJ. So you got me and Dumi and Rilo, and then we were forming the sisterhood of hip-hop. The cover was changed from the three of us to me alone as the rapper, I guess, because it's a hip-hop magazine and trying to push the female rapper. I don't know what the plan was. But nonetheless, yeah, I got the cover, and that was really, really the biggest break I could have ever asked for in my life, and it was amazing. I really just, it was crazy. It was a crazy period in my life.
This game here called hip-hop.
I think the reaction was mixed, but a lot of, who's that girl? I don't know the rest of Joburg, at least it wasn't Twitter or Facebook, so I really don't know what people's opinions or thoughts were. But in Pretoria, Cap City, Rap City, got a little bit of flag, and why am I on the cover? Do I even have an album out?
Female didn't help me either. The whispers, the gossips on how I make the cover,
My career has, the Hype magazine gave me a platform. I got to perform on a lot of good stages, got to meet a lot of artists in the industry. I got to hang out with a lot of artists. I got my songs played on radio. And so I think in terms of getting my name out there, it really, really helped a lot. But I think I could have done more. I'm also very stubborn. So through the whole period with Hype magazine, I sort of got this arrogance, but that's just me in real nature. And I thought, I don't want to be signed by all these indie record labels. I want to start my own record label. They can't give me what I can't give myself. So the reason, I guess, maybe for a sort of a slow movement, or in terms of music releasing and so forth, was just because I'm a bit stubborn.
Or the knives will find you.
My role in South African hip hop, I think the one thing that God gave me as a role, which was, I don't know where it came from, but thank you. The biggest role, I guess, was for me to get other female rappers out there. I think a lot of female rappers at the time when I was out and on the hype, and Tabby was also out and performing, a lot of female rappers didn't think it was possible, it was doable, that a female could actually go mainstream and, you know, kick it with the guys and rap is good and so forth. So I think my role has just been to promote female rap and females in hip hop, and I continuously try to do it via all my platforms. I support every female rapper now. I love them all, and yeah, so I've become like a little big sister of hip hop.
What's good, mama?
A successful female rapper, I think, is somebody who celebrates her femininity but doesn't exploit it as a way to sell her music. I think a female rapper that is good needs to really focus on the art. I think a female rapper that is good needs to have skill and really craft it, because I think a lot of the times now everybody thinks if you copy and paste Nicki Minaj's style, then you sort of it, and that's what a female rapper MC is, and it's beyond that. I mean, it's okay to rap like Nicki, but I think have a background story, have a backstory about you. Be authentic, be real to yourself. Your story is not going to be the same as Nicki. Don't try to push it that way. Your story won't be the same as MsSupa, won't be the same as Lauryn Hill. So don't try to push that. Be authentic. So I think a good female rapper is somebody that really celebrates her femininity but is also very authentic.
A lot of love to throw my way. Exactly what I need, I can't complain.
My music is inspired by a lot of things. I constantly think of something when I'm on the train. I mean, I used to travel with the train a while back, and I'd sit there and something would, you know, peak a rhyme in my head. If I'm sitting going a club, for instance, something will come up, and sometimes I sit in the studio and I listen to a beat like 50 times and say, what can I come up with? So it's a lot of different things. I can't say I've got one cut and dried method. It depends really on the mood. I don't feel I have to approach it differently. I think this question is a bit difficult. I don't sit there writing a rhyme thinking, because I'm in a male-dominated industry, I'm going to rap about this today. So I don't think that factors into any of my writing or any of my music and songs.
Real time baller, straight up shooter. Play no matter harder, straight up cool, yeah.
I would say I think there is specific type of content in terms of, I find that a lot of female rappers, and I'll keep on saying this term until it's dead, but a lot of female rappers sort of feel pressurized into sounding like men, some of them. I mean, and I don't want to classify and call names, you know, but some females, some of us, let me rather put it that way, are very focused on trying to prove that we can rap and trying to prove that we can do it just as good as the next man. That we sort of forget, like, I'm a woman. Hey, I want to cry. Hey, wait a minute. I'd like to have, you know, an intimate experience with a gentleman I like. Or, you know, I'd like to talk about my problems that I go through financially or otherwise. So I think we should, as females, try to think now, how do I relate my experiences, and not just rap just for bar sakes, but rap for content's sake and for saying something in your song and your music.
Put young bone on me. Who's a man's above? And it chills down. MsSupa.
2006, MsSupa was angry. She did not give a rat's ass, you know. I had a rap that said, the world moves up and down my ass like a swipe card. Like, you know, and so I was quite arrogant, I was crass, I was no nonsense, don't give a you know, and people always say they miss that MsSupa, you know, but I was a kid, I didn't have any responsibilities, I didn't have worry, man. Like I was just rapping just for the fuck of it. Like I wanted to show you that I could do it, you know. And I miss that little girl, you know. But the 2015 Super is not angry anymore. She's not trying to prove anything to anyone anymore. And so it's more mature, it's more soulful, it's more songwriting and concepts more than it is how rough or how much I can kill you on the mic. So I think, you know, I spent a lot of my youth, especially after the whole hype and people saying funny things about me. Now you want to try to prove that no, but you know, I didn't get it that way. I actually got it because I'm good at what I do. So you spend like a lot of your time just wanting to write rhymes and just being angry, and then you realize, no man, I don't need to prove anything to anybody. 2015 Super doesn't have to prove anything to anybody. She wants to have fun, and she's still learning obviously, and there's more that she could do to develop her flow, her rhyme schemes. I'm growing still, but I'm not as angry. So definitely the content has changed. The content has changed so much because now I'm not saying the world moves up and down my ass like a swipe card. It's called Her Story in the Making. It's basically a play on words. I think smart people will get it. I got a rap or a rhyme on a song called Female Dog, where it's just changing history to her story. Guts to glory, rhymes still remain a myth story. Gets me pissed, sorry, because ignorance the shit for me.
They told me I can't, but I climbed up and did it. Teenage dreams are what makes me sad.
I've worked on this project since I can remember, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so a lot of the times I had this music for the longest of times, but it was never ready, or no, the mixing is not right, or the beats aren't right, or I need to re-record it, and so forth. So I've been overly criticizing myself continuously until the point where I just thought, you know what, I've got people that want to hear this music, I have people that have been waiting to hear this music, so I'm gonna drop it. So it's not an album. I'm gonna be working on that, but this is just a collection of all my stuff that I've worked on.
Take them on a ride they can't deny. You know you got a dream.
Favorites, I would say, I love most all. There's a song called Dream that I did with Black Lace, means a lot to me. There's a song called The Game that means a lot to me. I was just really pouring out my heart. There's Mercedes, I love Mercedes, kind of like very, you know, adults, PG-13 type of song.
And it's my job just to package ya, bag loads of stamina, have no competitor.
Message to my fans is, I'm sorry it took so long. I'm such a perfectionist.
It's cause you can get with her, spreading ugly rumors when you know you wanna get with her. Fully loaded gun, always cocked, try to stop. I'm on pop any minute, always witty with these rhymes. Aiming for the top X, marking that spot. Hip hop is my vision while collecting all my dimes. And time waits for no one, stop dreaming you go blow up. So own up, cause life will only happen if you show up and grow up. These hits don't make themselves unless you own up, or else you stay a cypher rapper till your candle blows out.
Hustle, 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 hard. Hustle, 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 hard. Hustle, 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 hard. Hustle, 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 hard. Hustle, hustle, hustle,
real
hard.
hard.
Hustle, hustle, hustle,
Real
hard.
hard.
Hustle, hustle, hustle,
Real
hard.
hard.
Hustle, hustle, hustle,
Real
hard.
hard.